I lost who I was. I would cry at night trying to figure out what I was here for, trying to find purpose per se. I didn't know where to go. I felt like I was an embarrassment to my dad, my kids, my girlfriend at the time that hated me anyways because of what I was doing, which was, joint effort, obviously. That failing thing really got to me. I'm pretty good at doing stuff, and I set out, if I'm gonna do something, I want to at least do it as best as I can, I wasn't doing life very good. And like I said, man, when you talked me into it, but obviously you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right?
Yeah.
I had to take that step and trust in you. And I trusted you before when we were out doing stupid stuff, right? So and you were doing way better, way phenomenal. And I was still kind of slipping,
Yeah.
I wasn't fully there. You're bearing straight for a while now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a while. So I was like, damn, let's do it.
Welcome to the My Self Wellness Podcast. I'm Charles Patti, the founder and CEO of My Self Wellness, along with my co-founder, Christina Thomas. 9 years ago, I began my journey to self-awareness and healing. Like many who have faced personal struggles, I felt lost and battled to find recovery. It wasn't until I discovered alternative healing methods that I began to see a real change in my life. This show will help you unlock your true potential through healthy lifestyle practices and transformations. Join us as we explore personal stories, expert advice, and practical tips to help you step into your true potential and level up. Welcome to the My Self Wellness Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the My Self Wellness Podcast. And today we are journeying with my friend, one of my best friends, Zach. Zach and I have been friends for what, like almost a decade now?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, man.
2017.
And so the way that we actually met was kind of funny. It was before we actually healed a bunch.
A lot.
Yeah.
Bunch is an understatement.
Yeah, for sure. And we met on a Facebook page that we were both a part of that was not the most spiritually fit Facebook page. It had awful memes and people would just write posts and stuff and talk about
degenerates, man.
Yeah,
degenerates.
Degenerate
we were all
style.
Degenerates.
Yeah.
Women, men of all the likes. It's terrible.
It was terrible.
Terrible.
And then what ended up happening was all of us were talking on this page and it was basically devoted to Southwest Florida. And then so people from the page started meeting up and hanging out with each other, and
one thing led to another, man.
A lifetime friendship was born, you know? Heck yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to hold my composure and give you some good stuff, maybe some good bits.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, so I guess first off, let me just ask and so let everybody know who is Zach?
Well, that's a big one. That's a lot of chapters. I've had a lot of chapters in my life. I was born in Southwest Florida. I've been around for a long time around this area. Grew to school here. Family's here. I've been a troubled kid my whole life. I always thought to be the class clown and all eyes on me, I guess you could say, which is not the best image, but I liked it when I was growing up. And then kind of grow into somebody, come from I guess you'd call it a broken home, His dad raised 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, middle child. So there's that, the middle child dilemma, so that's a good one, I guess. But yeah, man, 38, about to be 39. So I've had a good little life on me so far.
We're getting up there, aren't we?
Yeah, I got a little bit of life experience in me. They always said, you're not really much of anybody at 19, 20. Got to get some life experience under you, Well, here we are, 38, almost 39, bro. I'm still kicking.
I bet you nobody ever thought that we would actually make it this long, right?
No. No. What if you live the lifestyle you live, a lot of people would either say you either end up in jail or dead. And, people say, a lot of people have, I can name countless friends of mine that I've gone to school with that have died.
Yeah, me too, man.
Or that are in prison.
Yeah. I stopped going to funerals a long time ago when it came to this stuff.
I try my best not to attend none either.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love them or I don't like them. It's not.
Yeah. No, too many, man.
Yeah.
And so for everybody out there, when we first started hanging out, we definitely were still partying. We were still ripping and running. We were still.
It's kind of funny because we kind of eased into it. It wasn't like, hey man, let's go get up. It was like, hey, I'm Zach, man. I'm Charles. All right, man. You want to grab a drink? Yeah, let's go have a drink.
Yeah,
and then things happen.
So
things happen.
Zach was one of the people, he was actually like the only person that stuck by my side when I got into trouble before I got my life together. And then when I was trying to get my life together, I didn't have a license back then. Zach used to come pick me up at the house. He used to bring me out to go get food. We'd hang out and stuff like that. And he was literally like one of the only people, if not the only person that was actually there for me. So like the amount of love that I have for this guy is unimaginable, just because like when you talk about a true ride or die friend, he's been that since day one. So I appreciate you, bro.
And I lived a normal life too, man. I had kids, had a job, but you got to make time. You make time for people. And it's, the funny thing is a lot of people look and they're going to think, some people think, it's made or it's scripted, but I can honestly say from the time I met him to the time I've spent with him up until this point, it's night and day. It's as organic as it comes.
I appreciate it.
There is nothing forced, made, or fake about a lot of things, about almost everything, for sure.
I appreciate you, man.
And the growth is phenomenal.
Well, so's yours, bro.
I tried. I'm trying. I am not trying. I am doing.
You're doing it, man.
Doing.
Listen, so like that's the crazy part is that like we used to rip and run. We used to go to strip clubs.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I mean, like.
All right. So, I've always, a lot of people are like, oh, I'd love to do that, or I'd love to experience that. I mean, it's, they don't call it pre-gaming for nothing, I say right now, like, I'm sober, he's sober. I haven't drank in 2 years. I don't even smoke weed. I don't do nothing at all. And I thought about today thinking like, man, it would be great to have a little drink to open up, to warm up to the conversation. That's why I call it pregame, you go out and have a couple drinks. Well, no, here we are, completely sober, nothing in us. I got some water, some smart water, trying to be smart. But strip clubs, cocaine, drinking, driving, doing the dumb shit you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never hurt nobody, nothing like that. We'd never thought about robbing people. Nothing like that. No harm towards anybody ever crossed our minds.
No, we were hustlers. We weren't out to take things from people.
Absolutely, But yeah, man, it was a ride.
It was a ride. And see, for the people out there that are listening, the reason that Zach, or one of the reasons that Zach hasn't had a sip of alcohol for 2 years is because like we did treatments, like we healed through psychedelic therapy. And it's awesome because like I had this crazy life and he was a part of that towards the end where like we were doing all of this crazy stuff together. And then I ended up getting sober and healing through psychedelic therapy and ketamine. And then a couple years after we opened up the clinic, me and Zach were talking and he was just like, hey man, he was like, these treatments actually sound like they might be good for me too.
I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I do drugs, but I don't do drugs. Like his drugs of choice were different than my drugs of choice. You probably liked opiates, right? I think is what it was.
Yeah, opiates, cocaine, benzos.
See, I was cocaine. I was like the C's, Coke, Bud, Bars, beer. Yeah. Like I didn't really do anything. Never took heroin, never smoked meth, never done none of that crazy stuff. Like, that stuff terrified me. And then, like shrooms, I think I did it like once or twice my entire life. So like that was terrifying. You ever watch Harvard, man? Run, river, run, river. Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to be stuck in LSD for the rest of my life. That's crazy. So it was terrifying for me. But like, and it's probably one of the most relaxing things that your mind can experience. Extremely saturated with emotions and feelings is one of the best things I could say for it.
We ripped and ran together and then we healed together.
Yep.
And like, that's profound, man. Because, like a lot of times people will talk about when they got their lives together or how like, the old drug friends or the people that you used to run the streets with, they're not friends anymore because the only thing that you had in common was the drugs and alcohol. But like, that wasn't the case with us, bro. We like really have been down since day one, man.
I remember being high one night, sitting on his porch, and one of the most most brought up conversations he had was, he's like, even though I do drugs, even though I had an addiction, I wouldn't call him having an addiction when we were doing drugs because he was still functioning, but maybe he was dependent on them per se, you know, and I'm in the sense because, you know, we went and we partied all the time. Right. But one of his key points is I'll never forget it, is he would sit there and tell me that he's going to help people one day like him. And I've laughed at first, like the first time he said, obviously it's funny, you know, he had a dream and he literally, I could count 5 or 6 times that, you know, he wanted to help people one day and he was going to overcome what he was doing to himself and help other people do it. And that's God's honest truth. I mean, I could tell you to the day, to the time, and I remember it vividly. And if his dog could talk, what was the dog's name, that little pit bull? Biggie could talk. I think, you know, he was around once or twice for him too.
Yeah, for sure. No, listen, like that's so true, man. Like I knew. And I actually remember like a conversation I had with Dan, who I used to live with back then too. And he was just like, I was just like, I know I'm supposed to get sober and I know I'm supposed to change my life and help people, but I'm just too selfish right now.
We all were. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like, that was like, it was a super honest thing to say, but I knew it was the direction that I was.
You wanted to go.
Yeah.
But you were chilling right here for a little while. You weren't done yet.
No, 100%, man. I still had to screw it up a little bit more so I could get better.
I screwed up a little bit. That's an understatement.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, listen, when they talk about bottoms, mine had about 50 trapdoors.
Yeah. Now I'm over here tipping-toeing, trying not to fall in them. We missed this one, missed that one.
So other than like the drinking and the coke and stuff like that, what, like, because drugs and alcohol are just a symptom of an underlying issue.
Right.
What were the kind of like symptoms or the feelings that you were going through that kind of led you to wanting to do the treatments? And I mean, other than me talking you kind of into it because I told you how much it changed my life, what were you really coming in for?
You know, that's hard because there's a lot of things that go through somebody's mind, you know. I guess people would say that I had to fill my own ego, right? Because of all the women you're with. Oh, sorry. All the ego and all the women you're with, you know, that's to fill your own cup. Again, being selfish, right?
Yeah.
I had a lot going on in my life. Probably, you know, I don't want to compare my life to anybody. So past trauma does suck. Everybody goes through a lot of different things through the course of their life, you know. So I always tell myself it's not as bad as other people. So that's what kind of keeps me going. But anyways, I felt like I was failing. I lost who I was. I would cry at night trying to figure out what I was here for, trying to find purpose per se.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to go. You know, I felt like I was an embarrassment to my dad, my kids, you know, my girlfriend at the time that hated me anyways because of what I was doing, which was, you know, joint effort, obviously. If I was happy, I wouldn't be running around doing stuff anyway, right?
Yeah. I'm
super happy now. I don't do nothing. You know, I love coming home to my girlfriend. She's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
She is awesome.
Yeah, I love her to death. She's great. But that failing thing really got to me. You know, I'm pretty good at doing stuff. And I set out, if I'm going to do something, I want to at least do it as best as I can, you know. I wasn't doing life very good. And like I said, man, when you talked me into it, but obviously you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to take that step and trust in you. And I trusted you before when we were out doing stupid stuff, right?
Yes.
So and you were doing way better, you know, way phenomenal. And I was still kind of slipping, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't fully there. And this was just 2 years ago, you know, and you've had, you know, you're bearing straight for a while now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a while. So I was like, damn, you know, now I feel like I'm letting you down because, you know, all the conversations we've had, you know, and I've told you things that I want to do and I wasn't doing them. I wasn't living up to my word either. So it was a lot, you know, then plus my kids, you know, like I said, my dad, everything came into play. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I was nervous wreck. I was terrified. Like I was so antsy, but you know, I did it. And the first one, you know, it went through, it hit. It's a reality check for sure. And then, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 later, man, I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing.
So is that like, so when you're talking about not drinking alcohol for these couple past years, was that the catalyst? Was that what do you think what ignited the strength within you?
Absolutely. That's beyond, 100% for anybody. It literally blinds your thought, blinds your subconscious. It gives you, as they say, liquid courage. It is literally why it's called pre-gaming. Like, you drink to get your bearings, to get ready to go do something dumb. Drinking was my catalyst for everything. Absolutely.
And so now it's like doing the ketamine treatments actually gave you a natural liquid courage that you don't have to.
That I don't need nothing to amplify at all. Like, it's there now. It literally reset. It gave me thoughts and feelings and stuff that alcohol gets rid of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally a depressant.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it literally gives you stuff back that you didn't, you forgot you had, really.
I've never really thought of that perspective, but I really love the way that you like put it. It's like I didn't really think about how much confidence that ketamine therapy and healing through these alternative modalities gave me. And I think it's because it's like, not only did it give me the ability to love myself more and start to do the things that would make me respect myself more, but it also put me in touch with like who I truly am and
Absolutely.
my higher self.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, oh man, like I am like we're all that, but we're all that. And
I mean,
so
think about it. Think of all the Ritalin, the Adderall that they've given you, all the other treatments that they tried, antidepressants, all that stuff. That stuff is pale in comparison. It literally takes parts of you away. Ketamine gave all those parts back that you were missing. You know what I mean? You need all those feelings. You need all that. You really do. You need all of that. And all that stuff takes it away or blocks it or hides it, gets rid of it. So that's the other thing.
Well, this is where the actual growth factor comes from, man. It's like when they, we talk about it in the gym or whatever, but it's like there's no growth in the comfort zone. And like, that's not just for the gym or for strenuous physical work, it's life in general. And so it's like now when I get really uncomfortable, even though like, that I still have like that thought in the back of my head from all the programming for those years where it's like, oh, this is when you're supposed to escape, but it's
Run.
like, no, but like, oh, no. I'm going to sit with this, man.
And
I'm going to actually feel these feelings and I'm going to grow through this uncomfortable moment because that's how I level up in life.
Absolutely.
It's like when we're self-medicating the way that we used to, it's not like, it's not really being stagnant because we're living life, but it's like we're on a hamster wheel that we're stuck on and there's no actual growth. We're just the same person going through these same cycles over and over again, like a washing machine or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like ketamine actually gets you to take a step off of the hamster wheel. And now I've actually got to start really running without the momentum of the hamster wheel, which is much harder.
Oh, absolutely. It's easy to be bad, man. It is really hard to be good. Like the easy way out is giving up, is doing the opposite of good, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can be bad. Not everybody can be good.
No, 100%, man. Listen, like even like when it comes to like selling drugs, doing drugs, like all of that stuff, it's like, that's the easy way.
Oh, absolutely.
Like anybody can do that, man.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take much skills to bag stuff up and weigh it out. It doesn't take much skills to pop the pills and drink the booze or snort the line or whatever your poison is. It takes guts to not do that stuff, to go through the pain, to go through the suffering, to go through the process of being molded like the diamond gets molded in the pressure. So we can actually take it to the next level of our life.
I love walking places and going out with my boys that used to hang out with me. And they're like all drinking and stuff. It's like, oh, Zach, how are you? I'm like, nah, bro, I drink water.
Yeah.
I'll take water.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't drink anymore.
Well, that's like, so like we just worked out on Saturday morning and it was like Saturday morning, nice and early, in there crushing a good arm workout, no hangover.
Oh, that was great. Great.
You know what I'm saying?
It's amazing.
Like waking up and then we like got a nasty workout in, hung out with my son, went to
Oh, yeah.
breakfast afterwards. Like,
Oh,
it's like,
stuff that was so good.
it was so good. It was so good. I ate there again yesterday.
Yeah, shout out Skillets.
Yeah, shout out Skillet.
Thank God they make good breakfast food.
They really do, bro. But like, that's growth, bro.
Absolutely.
We weren't sleeping in till, like,
1 o'clock in the afternoon, trying to figure out your life when you get up.
yeah, man.
Dying,
Yeah.
dehydrated.
Should I drink another beer because I
Bubble
feel so
guts.
crappy right
Oh
now?
God, everything was miserable.
Ugh.
I don't know how people do that every day. I literally tell them, there's no way. There's no way I would ever try to do that again.
That's so much effort. It's so much effort. It's easy, but then it's effort to keep it up.
Oh, for sure. Staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, hanging out with strippers at Olive Garden. 5 of them.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, man. For sure.
It's a horrible idea. Let's go to Olive Garden at 12 o'clock at night with 5 strippers.
I think that was your idea.
It was.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
oh man.
Better than Waffle House.
Oh man. Well, one question I love asking people
Okay.
when we talk about the actual treatments is like, was there any treatments that you did where there was like an actual experience that was super profound that
No.
you'd like to share
Like
about?
I said, no. There's biggest. I've been in therapy when I was younger for anger. As I got older, I drank.
No, but no. The actual like the trips.
Oh, the trips. I thought you said if there's anything else prior to that I've taken besides the trip.
No. So
I
like
said nothing compares to that.
no, so like, but like during the actual ketamine treatments, when you go into the actual journey, was there anything, if you're cool with sharing anything like that, is there an actual journey that you went on the ketamine?
Man, so I wrote all 6 of them down on my Facebook, as you remember, right?
Yeah.
As everything that I could possibly remember. And now it's like, it's not even a memory anymore. It's just kind of like embedded in me.
This guy's coming out of his treatments quoting Alan Watts and stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody. I can't even tell you half their names anymore now. Like, was that Chinese dude's name Zen Shen or whatever his name was? Like, there's a bunch of them that I listened to. I went to bed listening to them people before I did his treatments just to kind of get my mind in a better state because I was terrified. But, like, it's hard to describe. I mean, people, if you've ever taken any, hallucinogen, which I never have, obviously, right? That was my first real experience. So, like, it was so intense and scary, obviously. But, like, when you're in it, the only thing that I think that I can really remember that helps, I guess, is the saturation of feelings, of being able to feel yourself again, right? Because, again, like I said, drugs nullify everything. It nullifies your core. It's like a callus on your heart, man. Like, eventually it just starts dying, right?
Yeah.
So, like, when you finally get all those, I think I woke up crying almost every time, right? Almost every single time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I was scared or I was hurt. It was just emotions that you don't get anymore. Plus, I was in the process of detoxing.
Yeah.
Because I stopped drinking instantly. And I've been drinking liquor since I was like 14.
Yeah.
And I drank a lot. I was basically a premature alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's probably the most thing that I took from it that I'll be ever grateful for, is that I was able to get a lot of my feelings back. Because the only feeling I ever revert to is anger. Like being sad, anger, being upset, angry, not getting my way, angry. That was like what my recourse was. It was straight to anger. That's not fair. You know what I mean? So to finally have a little bit of empathy, sadness, being upset, having so many different emotions. That's what I take from it. That was probably the biggest gift that it gave me.
I love the fact that you touched on the actual, like, the anger part. And because, like, I get the question by people all of the time where it's like, how does ketamine work for anger management? Did you notice that after doing the ketamine that your having a short fuse wasn't such the case anymore?
It is and it isn't. So that's something I fought with for a long time, was my short fuse. But I've learned through the emotions to get better at it. And that's a lot of growth obviously it has a lot to do with me not doing any drugs anymore, right?
Yeah.
Me not drinking anymore, me not doing nothing else. You know what I mean? So even weed. So like, yes and no. I guess it would be different for everybody because not everything affects everybody the same, of course, right?
Yeah.
But yes, I think I'm way less angry now than I would have been prior to that treatment, for sure. Because I carried a chip on my shoulder. I don't like people staring at me.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you heard me holler at, what the f you looking at?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
like, you want to kiss, bro? I'll smack the dog, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Zach was quick to pop off.
Absolutely.
Real quick.
Now I'm just more defensive, more of a protective role. I cherish my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I cherish our relationship. I really do. So,
well, it's good. It's like, listen, man, you're taking that and switching that fast fuse to light somebody up into, hey man, I can harness this and I'm a protector now. Like,
what's his name say? Is it's better to be dangerous and a good man than be a weak man and not, or however he said that.
Or I like the one the best. It goes, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good one.
And that's who you are now, man. I love that. So, what are some of the changes that you've seen in me, man?
Oh God. You know, I have applauded him every step of the way. You know, I may not be there and talk to him every single day, you know, but I'm always there. I'm always in the background. I'm always cheering him on. And one thing is, it was literally a whole 180. You know, the road has two ways. You can go the crappy way or you can go the good way. He went off the road and did something everybody laughed at. Everybody was like, there's no way.
Are you talking about the business?
Yeah, you know, and that was that was a dream you had, per se, that you were trying to figure out how to manifest into your life, you know, and you did. So that right there speaks phenomenally. You know what I mean? That's friggin' way up here. You know what I mean? That's great. Everything about you, Charles. I mean, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk now, the smile. You have a great smile now. I mean, even when we were drunk at the bar shooting pool pie, you smiled, but it's not the same. Yeah. You know, there's a little twinkle in your eye now. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. So the biggest thing is, it's probably why you don't talk to a lot of your friends anymore. People that you thought you were friends with. You know what I mean? People that you grew up with. You know, you probably don't have that relationship anymore.
Yeah.
And that's because you outgrew them.
Listen, man.
And fast pace too. At a very fast pace.
Well, you know, listen, man, like, we're overachievers, right? It's just like we overachieved at we were overachieved at going the wrong direction.
As much as possible.
Yeah, I know, right? And then you
it ran out.
Yeah, and then you flip it and then you go in the right direction. And it's all perspective too, because like, you call it the wrong or right direction. It's like, I'm a real big believer that we have to go through everything that we go through. And it's like, and so going down that dark path actually ended up benefiting me in the end, because now I get to go and help people. Kind of
like, without no trials, man, there'd be no tribulations.
There you go.
You have to experience that stuff.
100%, man. And like, this is another testament though, where it's like, and I'm glad you said it, because I don't like, you know, I'm by any means, I'm not ever tooting my own horn, because this has nothing to do with me, but like, this is a testament to anybody out there that you can manifest anything that you want.
Absolutely.
You can do it. You can do it. Like Rob Snyder, you know, it's like, there wasn't, I don't think, one person that didn't laugh at me and tell me I was nuts. Like
I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but like, if you're relentless and you have discipline and you just keep showing up and doing the right things and working your butt off, you can do anything that you want, man.
I'm seeing some hurdles you've jumped. You know, people have blocked you and tried to stop you, or, you know, laugh at you and stuff. And, you know, Charles just laughs it off, man, and keeps going. Perseverance, man.
100%.
It's a good thing. And you know, I don't think, I don't, even if you were, say, per se, doing drugs today, let's just say that you were, right? I don't think you would still quit, because it's like, it's the more that people tell you can't do it, the more you want to do it, right?
Yeah.
That's normal, right? So with that being aside, now you have the keys to power, unlimited abilities without nothing holding you back. So now you're going to be even 10 times better at it.
Never been a quitter.
Never been a quitter.
Just had to heal and shift the perspective.
Absolutely,
It's
change the
just
tides, man.
put the drive into something positive for a second.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you found something and you put a lot of effort into it so far, and you still not stopping.
I appreciate you, man.
Like,
Listen,
every day.
Zach's the same way though. He grinds, man. You're out there working, what, 20 something hours at a time now or whatever. It's
Yeah, man. I work a lot. I like to stay around 120 hours every 2 weeks or a little bit more.
there you
Where I
go.
like to be.
See, that's that relentless drive that people that have addictive personalities have. It's a superpower. And I mean, like, even with me, where I was diagnosed as having like OCD, which is like an obsessive compulsive disorder. It's when you obsess about the right things, when you use all of that drive towards the right things, we're unstoppable, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You just got to put it into something that you're trying to accomplish that you can be proud of, rather than doing things that are going to make you
Whether
feel
it
like
be a
you're
house or an improvement or an automobile, find something you're passionate about, man, and focus all that effort into it, and it'll come to fruition. Has to. There's no way. Even if you fail, that's the best thing about learning is failing. Without failing, you're not learning nothing. You have to have failures in the process, which we both ran into.
100%.
Lost my job multiple times over something stupid. But then I'm like, well, that doesn't stop me, from doing. I still got to pay my rent. I still got to feed my kids. I still got to feed myself. Still got to work out. You know what I mean? So it's like that drive. Like my drive is life now, per se. Like doing everything I possibly can to enjoy my life.
Heck yeah, man.
That's my main goal.
When you were talking about, like, when we were first starting this conversation, and you were saying, I really wanted to like do this because I felt like I was letting my kids down. I felt like I was like I had failed. Like my dad wasn't happy with me. Things like that. Like, what's a perspective, or have you got any feedback from your family or your kids on what they've seen different about you in the last couple of years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's a weird thing with me. Like, I don't feed off of that. And it's weird to say that. I don't thrive. My girlfriend literally just asked me like a week ago. She's like, why doesn't that do anything for you? I was like, what are you talking about? There's just random conversations she had. She's like, dude, people are congratulating you on how good you're doing. And you're just like, meh. I'm like, I was like, I don't know. Kudos for me is not really my igniter. I was like, I appreciate it. Obviously, I do appreciate seeing people tell me that I'm doing good. That's not trying to be rude or anything about it, but it's like, it's a weird itch, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe somebody else could think about it and tell me more. Maybe I can learn something about it, But yes, absolutely. My girlfriend sees it, because my girlfriend was there for the lowest. She was there at the very bottom I could be. And she told somebody that told me something, and it'll stick with me because she was like, my friend is hurt. He's in trouble. I have to be there for him. And she literally came out of the blue and was there. And hasn't left my side since. And I was at the lowest you can be. You don't get no lower.
Listen, man, like, not to sound cliche here, but like, I want to be another person that tells you how much of a change I've seen in you, man.
But you have, and you have. I mean, from the first treatment, because like I said, again, you were right there. You saw me. I was not doing good. Obviously that was a couple years ago now. I mean, in a short 9 months, obviously you see I can't see myself. We're our own worst enemies. I can't look at myself and see what I'm doing every day or how I'm acting. It's just natural for us to be who we are, right? But obviously you've seen things in me that you're like, hey man, you're looking good, or, you look brighter, or, you're speaking better, that's, obviously I'm doing something right? So you've been there as well. And you've said the same things. Between you, my dad, my girlfriend, and even my kids, I can see their affection differently towards me. Because again, like I said, I got a lot of my feelings back. So I'm able to notice things that I was just numb to for several years. So like that it does mean a lot to me in my own way, I guess you could say. So, and I do appreciate you, because without you, I wouldn't be who I am today as well.
I appreciate you.
Because you gave me a door that wasn't there for me or available for me. Nobody else did. There's nowhere else for me to turn. And I put all my effort and faith and trust into you. Even though I was terrified as hell. I was so terrified. I don't even remember, my blood pressure was through the roof. I was terrified. You know, for somebody so strong-willed and determined, what are you scared of? It's nothing. I was like, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong again. You know what I mean? But it was totally worth it. And I do appreciate everything you've done for me still to this day. Again, here we are.
I appreciate
We're
you.
still doing things, you know?
100%, man. And the way I see it, we're just getting started, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
you know?
Absolutely.
This is the break.
This is the best times of our lives usually, right?
Let's go.
Like, we've already had our fun. We've had our 20 years of partying or whatever it is, 15 years of having fun.
Learned all the lessons now, and now we get to
got it out of our systems.
There it is.
Wash that off.
Yes.
Get that off.
So the perspective that you had of like this is kind of like, hey, like this is scary, like this is, you know, you had fear in going into it. For people out there that might be skeptical or have fear about going in to do ketamine therapy, what would your message to those people be?
Trust yourself, man. Trust yourself into giving yourself an option to do better. You know, there's so many different things out there that I'm sure you're doing that's just not working, right? It's obviously, like you said, that hamster wheel. You wake up every day, you're doing the same thing, you're still feeling the same symptoms, you're still depressed, you're still not happy with yourself. You're never gonna find what you like or what's gonna make you better if you don't try something new. And ketamine is new. It's different. It's not new. It's been around. They were doing it in the 60s or something like that.
Yeah, it just is an anesthetic.
It's just an anesthetic, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, they got a bunch of breakthrough stuff with it, you know?
Yep.
I mean, it's blown up. Just read about it. You know, type it in Google. It'll tell you so much information about it that you probably never even thought of. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to have all those emotions at first. But what I can say is after your first treatment, coming into your second, you're going to be your whole perspective is different. You're going to want it. You're going to want to experience the second one because it's like uncharted territory. First one is obviously scary, but once you feel it and you experience what you were scared of, and now you're like, oh, I've overcome that fear. Like the next time you're going to want it. You're going to want to know more and feel more because you're not going to get everything the first time. That's why you probably do 6, right?
Yep.
You're not going to get everything the first one. You're not going to get everything the second one or the third one. But by the time that 4th, 5th, and 6th one come around, you're going to be a whole new person in such a short amount of time. And you probably won't recognize yourself. So all I can come off of this to say is just trust yourself. Trust it. Just trust the process. Just try it. Take a leap of faith.
Heck yeah. Everything great starts with a leap of faith, man.
And just try it. Like I tell people that all the time. If anybody is like going through I've had multiple people call me now, and I've recommended them to you. You know, like, oh, I take antidepressants. You know, I don't feel, you know, this, that. I'm like, bro, I'll tell you one thing that I did that really helped. And you know, I explained it to them. They're like, oh, isn't that just a drug? And I'm like, well, I guess you could say that. You know, it is controlled, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, but have you done it? No. And I'm like, there you go. I was like, I got a guy that you can call, talk to him, talk to, you know, his counselor or whatever. And, you know, he'll give you all the tools you need to make a decision. And I've recommended multiple people now. I know a lot of friends that have addictions, you know, and I tell them the same thing. I'm like, bro, you've never done it, bro. I guarantee it'll break that leash.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It'll either scare you enough not to do it no more, or it'll make you feel so good with yourself that you don't need it no more.
Yeah.
Like, it's try it.
You know what one thing I love, man? I love like when we're hanging out or like we're at the gym the other day and we take the picture and I throw it up on my social media and we've got people that know us from when we were hanging out before
It's great.
we got it together. And then we're still riding deep the way that we did back then, except for we're sober, we're doing positive things with our lives. And it really is a testament that no matter how far that you go in a direction that might not be such a healthy or happy one for you,
Right.
you can turn it all around and you can make something of it.
Yeah, because and it's cool too because, some of them people are still not doing good.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. They should be doing good at this time and point in their life. And some of them are doing great and phenomenal in their life right now. And they were doing the same things we were doing.
Yep.
So kudos to them as well. They took a different path probably up, or obviously, they did something different in their life where they overcame their fears. It changed their aspect or the outlook of life. How we did it together though.
Yeah. It's never too late.
That is not.
It's never too late. You can always turn it around, man. You just got to take that leap of faith, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just try it. Just try something different for yourself.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Listen, the question that I always end out with is, if you had one message for the world, what would it be, man?
Trust in Charlie. Trust in Charlie. If he's phenomenal. He's a good guy, man. Don't ever doubt yourself. Always strive to be better. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up hope, because I did. And it still hurts me today when I think about it, if you can't tell. And I hate thinking about it because it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
I guess I got one more question then, because you kind of led into it, is like, do you think that the ketamine was like a catalyst for hope for you?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. It gave me hope back for sure. Like I said, it gave me feelings that I never had back. I blocked every possible emotion except for anger. For sure. I hated everything. I hated everybody. I had such a chip on my shoulder. It was disgusting. It was terrible. It was terrible.
We always got along though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, bro.
You liked me for who I was, and not a lot of people do.
And you liked me for who I was.
I'm an acquired taste.
Nobody took the time to actually see it, right?
No. I'm an acquired taste.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome.
I appreciate it, man. It was fun.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Myself Wellness Podcast. And just remember, if nobody's told you that they love you lately, I do.
We do.
We do.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, man.